Assalamu alaikum bade wono ngammo be konton wato nal konton wala anal bade manon Suleiman Jam na channel auto min kira Politiko Bantaba momo ben follow kan na YouTube channel auto isi subscribe ya share ya like
Baflal be ko Juma Mubarak alnal bali malam sirfo Sonko aka Bayo Sonko Gambia bali ngulu bi na jumalun kachani ka Friday salmon ata jam fala baki bali bi betamala bita bayam wala dulado inshallah bi betamala bita bayam wala dulado so do kamala inshallah mantala mela jam baki bi bali be kachal sotola kachal mel yalon ko ekumaya bata kachal mel yalon ko ekumaya bata inshallah bimbe wala sotla jam wato jam fala baki wato yinte jam fala bari be kacha kumma balla samanali inshallah biiznillah mbadi wulu nala kilo bakan nyin lokun tambila la o sabo nyin arabaru mu men tambita na programme o sido non ay Africa programme me ka fay ko signoro na banko ko nka kacha da mento unfortunately anya jele tal bensula la kafo nyin fondin kamen bije ka fay tobaski o tobaski nyin akeda moti me ya lon ko ndere bulala diamta although kachala kibarol kiyanan kibarol melyalon ko kibarol melyalon ko kibarol kiyanan kibarol melyalon ko abe num tundukan wollella abe tundukan num o kibarol la nyun lala so nata bulala kuma kamul be sada fa pareda ela fakal tulum mol hakilo la menna be sada fa pareda par saying proate de bula saying pour den argument on info amanson exactly comme ya maintain I mentioned Suleiman in Kerfatu the same thing that's what he did so because member ya wolo nyinduko is better molia je kabrin say because yalo mobe yalo nenti neata ka platform to ka platform will control none of these people can control the platform more than me but Armado ko do beje enyata ka lonne ibe ko in sambala nyame Armado ko do beje amanga sembe kuti so kabrin ndiata bula ayala ajuminol beke ala ta membe fola aya befo sa indenya ka memfo ata kontata fola because aya lonno ko nkana memfo wolem tonyati aya lonno ko nkana memfo wolem tonyati so because saying wo tonyani amal lef way finti banda sabe men kala wolo nyuto kan noy samana exactly the way ya maintain sana men kan Suleiman Sawala but one thing is me alonko is very important pour no senende nyoma very important pour na senende nyoma ne atara comme ya fali ele alla kata dulado ko nan lintol benda platform to alkana hosol ala na diam ikal nenele na trato ya mero nun comme atol better la platform to le sign on to better la platform to atole na ge atole na je ka fako atole bentol block la len tol te diamula after tol diamuta ala lon ko mu kuma ken samaliti o mu kuma ken sambaliti it's matter of being disciplined kuluo because discipline is very important but come ne atara atol aliamuda ko that is going to be your tactics wala bakalatul la slow design wallahi it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But manta lolo to back it. Left drone because nandaka ajumelo melkeje kala kuma kamul boyindi ay kuma kamul melfo ay filibante ay kumul melfo ke boyindi with fact to nyala ke boyindi fenna me yalongo ni momo yalongo e karanta momo yalongo you a political scientist ida mari political science la karan ida mari africa la political long ida mari you know the practical politics ite all along nkana memfo na tra tonya man rage itol killing o la safer la menga safer okay ave sirin so kono e la safer la ni safer okay a fuko ngam memfo wonde tonyati nan la politique nyaman killing ndol la politiko mu menti wala nyindi ko ndol lafta ka banko la bondi bari atol la politiko mu nyenti wala nyindi ko atol lafta ka tal almed ben sula la mansa yandi wala tinna ana la kabudu nyin the monarchy movement the monarchy nyin il lafta ka joko ko Gambian ko filindi nyelebi hamodo ka joko ajata nyulie ka joko adama baro stage wala fisa da tole ka joko UDP nyim banko mara ka de tole nyine joko ni UDP nyim banko mara this mean itolu they are not going to itol dem monsa kumla sok la kotenge no do wala amsa fa ba ko jio so this mean go ning adama baro itol fego no okay I'm saying bako Gio tafa because membe do sonu moko no wolam nyinti ko membe do sonu moko no wolam nyinti ko itolu e man la kaje ko UDP masakunda nyim banko mara wala mulanga yoti because if you ko ni UDP masakunda jamara tal amel ben sudale ambition no beti nyale but akoyte malako because I sit with their executive members, I sit with senior executive members, and all the senior executive members kamila for wala mnyindiko itol yalo na ko Talib is not going to win, but itol they want to block UDP. Alaji bele Gambia, these people are not thinking about Gambia be bata men kono, Gambia be sovereign men kono, Gambia be da kan true membela. They are not thinking about that. What are they thinking about? It will be like a man who will go. Tal ben sude be man sayala no de nyamen. That is all what they are thinking. They are not thinking about the economic situation of this country. All what Algamenji is all pretending. Ekamaya Mbeke is all pretending. They have no love for this country. And momo ya longo fania avec la wolti don mina e bole for la Gambian kole. Momo ya longo ko betuna for la Gambian kole. Scientifically, logically. That is the main purpose of Talib Ahmed Bensouda la Kafoni, Ikafa UMC. Wala tina ngabo Gambian koleko. Ni atra Gambia kanu. Wallahi, momo e Gambia kanu. Anu momo iki alonko you really want change. Emanya na ke kata ukafo la fereng. Kafo me ya alonko e kafa Gambian kol alimbatu. Alimbatu falintol pareta. Wala nyintiko alimbatu for 2031. When Gambians are already suffering, Gambian call the batari, Gambian call the bankoy falling, Gambian call Komole Kafunyoma, Kafome ya longo, Komole Kafunyoma, Kafome ya longo at the Kafomen corner, at the bottom of Kafo Conal. Wakapo Kilo Kana Kavoko, at about a Kafo Munkon, when I Kafatema. Logically, Mbadiolo, Alan Mira, to Yai Hadron. It had a Kafo Munkono, Palazzo Bebulo Kafo Kono. Makamo be bulo kafo kono ye fego be ditlo kafo kono ite o kafo bula bi kana lo kala ikafo ko kafo ina we kafo tama logically mbadu ikafo ko kafo ina woni te si ka kacha jumala be nyaton kayala bari atambiru mo men dite kajele ko o kafo nyimmu kafo di kafo me ya lonko kafo le wodi kafo me ya lonko o kafo nyin wala nyaton ko itako da mansa ya no ja Gambian kolo alaji ben ka damun to fale alaji ben ka damun to fale mol mel ya lonko ibe ka fo kono they are members of that party idol mo ka fo la diwlet ye fongo be siro ka fo kono ye palaso siro ka fo kono ye palaso soto kafo kono mume bali fenna o kafo kono they have all opportunity o kafo kono ba to le mina jowol nyubi ko ito lefta ka o kafo wala mansa yale ta o kafo wala nyaton kaya ko be wolta la force kono e maw nyaton kaya soto e findila tan lo fay banta ye fasun kafo lo o mo kilo me ya lonko aman nyaton kaya soto ni moja ma kafo kono o mo kilo ni wala kafu mole ko leftale alena ale kafu ma o leftale mole kafu nyoma nte o kafu nyaton kaya madi ngulu hakili ma jumala be sonna o kumola mol kon na kafu nyoma bar ayata ile be kafuru ndamento ite boto wotole odo nin kacabe kela pour mole kafu nyoma odo mole yalon ko ayata tumala men jannin kacabe kela o jannin kacabe be kumandila mol me yalon ayata be lori faye they are already established kacabe ntol nim wolle tema bal kacabe man tara nim mol tema mol mel yalon ko wolu benum kanne but because milaka greedy because milaka palaso wala ya tinna wo mol ye palaso wo mol bodan to la kafo nyinto e boda kafo da kafo me yalon ko jamabe woleto e dara loy fay na duma abu bobo ba ko juda jiu ta ha apa ko bobo ba ko juda ale afedila bo fedila okay ta asma le asma ya apa ba ko juda yes so kafo me yalon ko already o kafo wote amza so mbanu ñu nem problem wodi me yalon ko ñanda ka understand about this movement okay say nin jam tan ñu coalition ko la because saying coalition ko wala mula problem wodi anu ni diam te all the time because na jele a media house carrot kafuko tobaski civi ko politics is not about numbers. Politics is about strategy, is about logic or whatever. So, I believe that politics is not about numbers. But Jumale for Melala Ninako, politics is not about numbers. By the way, Jumale the son Ninako, politics is not about numbers. Jumale the son all. Numbers. Especially in Gambia here. Eka Gambia ko politics is not about numbers. Gambia jam. Me along anmo kilimo dang with a number. Akili ma hachumala be sonna wala. Anmo kilimo dang one vote mo dang. One vote amare ye butele. Ita ko politics is not about numbers here in this country. Here in this country. Whatever amount of logic, whatever amount of plans, whatever amount of whatever you make, at the end of it, I am telling you, if you don't have numbers, you cannot win any election. But now, because it'll currently, London be bulu, modo. But the fact is this. Ita mol nene la. Ibe mol nene la nimmel mu kaf kilinti so wol nene no. But mol me yalon go wolle le fam roke tolti. Wolle dunda politiko ti tolti. Wolle le politiko lo tolti. It is all wara nyo nene no ba. So iba fulo modo le ko politics is not about numbers. It's about strategy. Iba fulo mol le me yalon ko ita understand. But melekata to baski sibi ayalono ko na kachanyin abedamento ayalonne na kachanyin bedamento. If you ask a political scientist, you mo nyinga me ya lonko ay political lombakel annu ay political karanda annu ay political karanda bali wallahi Momo Yalongo is a real political science student and is a very honest person. The best practical coalition model. The best practical coalition model. Is the majority ideological and coherent coalition. Jama. And if you ask people, Minatina, Nun coalition of Kala, Jamabe Membulu, the oldest in the Lara Wallacam. Yafu Moe Mea Lonko, I science for Hamle, Moe Mea Politiko for Hamle, about Folele, minimum the factosti, or minimum the benefit, or minimum the advantage. The advantage of the minority parties joining the majority party. Comme Melba Domandolu, Yakafu Jamama, minimal advantage. This is worldwide standard. This is worldwide standard. Majority coalition, do not doubt anything. It's the best. It's the best format of coalition. I tell them the best coalition of the Maya Lonko, Jiko Katara Walleto. Jiko Katara Walleto. There are advantages. What are the advantages of this kind of coalition? When the majority have to lead. Because stability. Stability. Walanko tenkungo. Kambeo. Stability. Tenkungo. Alen kambeo. Akatara no ugie. Clear leadership. Ningo clear leadership. We must look at clear leadership. What exactly clear leadership means. For example, today, be coming for Gambia and we feel like could be Kabirin separate resource of filter, for example, or maybe you look at the electoral results, for example. Ibajeloko, UDP have the highest number. Sign, for example, Nindara coalition ola. Yemo Tombo Meya Lonko at from a smaller party, a person with 1%, for example, or a person with 0%. Yo Tombo, Eko UDP calling a cut of away. Let's call a spade a spade. Akatandi Loko, near Motombo Meya Lonko at the support base is very low. At the percentage is not high. There's a risk of the bigger political party may along Jamabe Wole Bulu and will lead a photo in any coalition talk. What might likely happen those people might not vote. Will take out of file. It's a likelihood the large number of some of the people many along there in the majority party it's likelihood some of them might not vote, will take out of file, or they might go and vote for the incumbent. Because there is no fairness. That could happen. So in that situation, it weakens the coalition. When you have to select the minority over the majority, it weakens the coalition. I remember before I would love researchers to go and make research about this. Again, policy consistency. Policy consistent. Likely what you do. If the majority party, because the majority party is where these other political parties in Ataka majority party in Yanata, ka endorse. Saying the ruling is going to be more of the ideology of the majority party. But before the killer, that's why they call it, pre-election coalition. It's called pre-election coalition because what you do, you can sit alia la minister palasul alia la road map de randi. Minister ya palasul, deputy ya palasul, and the other positions sold new. And some of the ideology or some of the plans may along with this other political parties so member alia kafuno nyoma. Before the election, alia la master plan on Yilandi. And the majority party leading the leadership accept those modalities. Ako menka na waka doko wala sonandi, aka bangu doko nya sonandi, aka reform nya sonandi. It's very simple. Aka reform nya sonandi. But why are they denying that? Why they don't want us to have that kind of a coalition? Coalition no me ya longo wala be laban nanga wala fa tende. Ako again. Ako when the minority follow the majority. Ako melaka da ko the conflict. Ako conflict nin talala. Conflict nin. And then look, let's call a spade a spade. If the minority, for example, we went for a coalition, and when the majority is there, ako at the end of it, ako anata karte for you winter. At the end of it, ako conflict minal. Ako because the majority ni me along wole si long ni masoto. So the minority yasoto. Ako basically that's where ako normally a jama ako conflict la samana. Ako lisono bokalaba. Ako lisono nya bokalabang because conflict la kaje nyo sabo wel kaje. Because the majority ni kalaf menna ato soto nola. Majority be left men, majority into Sotonola. Ako what happened? Ako conflict like kana nyo sabo kana wolaki. So sometimes when I see some of our these elites, hearing all this noise, when you we expect some of our elites to come out and speak. But these facts are there. We expect researchers to come out and speak. It's not because not because people have the trust in you. For the interest of this country. For the interest of this country. Bankola interest. Yeah. For the interest of this country. If you have to select a majority coalition built on the agreement with a formal written coalition agreement and a clear power sharing. This model provide stability, clear leadership, policy consistency, and reduce political conflict. Why are we not ready to go in for that kind of coalition? This is the world standard. You ask a political scientist, you ask anybody, the person wants to be honest to you. That is what the person will tell you. Yeah. A majority coalition built on agreement with a formal written coalition agreement and a clear power sharing rules. These models provide stability, clear leadership, nyatonko me alonko, alia tombone, as a senior set. Policy consistency. Allah tamandir nyanyeng. Abaka tamandinya me anko, there will be consistency with tamandir nyanyeng. The policy will be followed. Allah policy ababula mo bebula la policy normal. And it reduces political conflict. Political conflict akawatalale. Because already in your agreement, Ali said, Motamola Hakotala. Because you already signed it, you already have the deal. Kayoko link Masakunanata, ite marla nyina la and now alla police be ala bail and the chow ala police ta ala bail and the chow. But why these people don't want this kind of coalition in this country? Mina atina balaw be kere. Mina atina balaw be kere. Mina atina balaw be kere. And again, Bibi la jang. If there is 50 plus 1 here, because Mediamo Kanun Tobaski in the program, Amalek can understand because along where we are coming. This kind of coalition can mean for Gambian Kolu. I want this message to go to every Gambian. It's high time we really understand Nabankobe Menkono. In the same program, I said, B. President Adam Barrow, ala Mansakunda. Kabin President Barrow ala Mansakunda na tajang. Na bankola namu, to look at namu menjo. The money we are paying directly, come in na kodo directly, I found email doku. Everybody can go and make research about this. The State House of the Gambia. Kabin Nata 2017, State House of the Gambia. And a renovation. Okodo is our direct money. But even on the renovation of the state, because State House, the new State House, the new building, the extension, that one was sponsored by the Chinese embassy. So the State House of the Gambia, near Kisisuruke, Katanjila ko, President Barrow Mansakunda yena kudu direct money during the wallet. And then in a direct money ko ya dundi, ka sojarul kamen ka bagaso dul sang for the securities. Yena na direct money from ya sika ya dundi wallet. And then at the President Barrow from Memvoko, Hakalansilo. Ako Hakalansilo at the phone at level. Ko Hakalansilo. Fanako I and the direct money during the wallet. Kabin President Barrow na fombe bi men kono. All the projects, Melialon ko President Barrow, the work be la chow. These are all international funded projects. The University of the Gambia. The University of the Gambia. Amanke. It was not a direct money from our from the taxpayers. The University of the Gambia is a loan. Loan them. The University of the Gambia is a loan. Gambia Post Authority, Mayor Alonko B. Yawafi, a coconut negotiation of as we are speaking. President Barrow Kabana Mazakunda, ye do Jama Balata, ye support Jama Balata from the World Bank. A call after Kaport Ninta, Kapos Ninta Pruka, Kapos Ninta Kadoku. Nana Kilo Baka, Mol Melialon could be seen Banjul. Wala atina ye wulindi je half die. Mol be seen Banjul ye wulindi je Jama Bora Banjul se ina ta combo jang. Yo coral basin, yasam mina kama pluka poro ni expand. The expansion of our port. Ojulo be ojolale. Ojulo be already there. But saying as we are speaking, President Barrow na mul ye na poro ni tala ya tela. Gambia ka jele soro kemo keme sibla muang gawlo soro na poro ba. Na poro me alon ko keme gawlo soro je full time keme. Jawra jamano keme. Nga memmen soro ya bekara na masakunda la kono jawra jamano. Ya je be jamano ka memmen soro ya bekara na masakunda la kono. President Barrow jamano ay mine ke sign ay na poro sikale na si poro na kontana kana damento. Bagasu kana damento. Ya sikale ya di jumala ya di tokisho lela. Ya sikale ya di jumala ya di tokisho lela. But already ibadi kan tokisho ayatara julo benna anu julo yari tokisho nyama nyama otati nan tolto julo njola. Tokisho ben tol jola 20% o menna. It's from that 20%. Ndol bakal laka ka julo men nata from the World Bank and other places ndol bakal laka o julo njo. toki sol be ko men do ku kanje e ko to ni wala lahi do menti wol be ko men soto kanje bo ko do tala sani ka sayan sipota ka do ku dip sipota in sayan ko do ku ni ya do ku fana wodula nyimbe talla wolle bulu wodula ni je do ku fana abe talla wolle bulu fo sanji tan saba nyimbe Gambia kemo Gambia be kala subla mo na so le sama sama after that le otumo le mina ko ron sikala ya di Gambia after sanji tan saba otumo president Barole. That is the kind of agreement president Barole la poro dundu men kono liye kiskisiroke e batandi le ko B Gambia Banko the only company me alongo Gambia Banko tam B nawek e ko nawek dron nem dulati blaminte alongo B Gambia Banko tam nawek damal ana mundo Gamports ngaletaro kila mo post office is the only place and post office for Anisa wafi no B ba wafi Gamports post office ngol faale nawek la mun tade bi ka jamu nyame metembo men kono andun tale nyam faale the more we are waiting even nawek wafila ibe gam post wafila ibe nawek wafila ibe gam post wafila gam petroleum albe alo leko ya jembe adabe nun gam petroleum kono combien ya jembe dabe nun combien fana ay siyaso to jela ngamo elo ko tumo ko ay siyaso don choosel but allow alam fato nyaada famanto nya molo bari kayto le mentandi be wala fokali what papers have shown to us kayto le mentandi molla mbadi left pour moli be ñu understand kayto le mentandi na wala ñinti ko what papers have shown us wala ñinti ko kabring adama barola masakunda nata kayto le mentandi na yemenki so Gamports, as we are speaking right now, the only company iba for the menako until time as we are speaking today, Gambia government time only company meant Gambia government. The only company me alon kon time will be omo Gamports leti alinjuma Gamports and Nawek. Be Gambia town world. But Nawek for member right now, the Nawek is billions. Julo member Nawek billions all world. As we are speaking. Julo member Nawek over billions lady. Gamports. Gamtel me ya longo kabri nata eko ebe gamtel talale ebe gamtel mutalale ebe gamtel iba doko kulale yeminake gateway me ya longo ya jembal jamano jambe ya lon ka million jelle sort from the gateway, but as we are speaking the gateway in fond ya wafile gateway me ya longo Gambia utumo gateway albe amoyle utumo fenke jasi sana jasi nyol lamba ikafunya dile I forgot this company from Millennium Nyadi Lambang. They were doing the gateway. Gambia can million let's from the gateway. So as we are speaking, a gateway loko you malakamwe. Mafoko ibuka condition of gateway today. But as we are speaking, gateway inform if I privatize can to who? To Mohammed Ya. To Mohammed Ya. To Mohammed Ya. To Mohammed Ya. Kabin baro masakunda nata. comme na fale nyame eko Gambia la kodo la dundu ko mel kunto. The government said tax revenue has been used to build and complete major roads, including Lemeng Koto Pasamasi Road and many other highways, about 360 kilometers of road infrastructure. That's what they said. But we all know where the monies come from. Ako, from our tax money, eko ye karamul le renovate. Imafo ye karamul lole. Eko ye karamul le renovate from our tax money. Na karamul eko ye renovate from our tax money. Eko na namo me kakaning. Eko kamele jo eka masakuna dokula lejo. Eka masakuna dokula jo wala. Kabembaro masakuna da alila moyde na kodo ga namo menjo akadun ko mel kun ko la fale. Ga namo menjo akadun ko mel kun to nka wala fale. Akadun ko mel kun to. Baro masa kunda kabinata ila balwo be ila ko be chaw ila fongol be ika dal melsa. University of the Gambia probably how long is funded by Badia. It's funded by Badia. Senegambia Bridge is funded by African Development Bank. It's funded by African Development Bank. It's funded by African Development Bank. These are issues many along for Gambian Kolia understand. For Gambian Kolia understand what exactly Barona Lamolu is the coal mill kikam. But not only the University of the Gambia. So many projects many along. Barona Lamolu ba kikam. These are projects many along. No. Many of these projects so many along baby that kind of thing. These are not from our direct tax money. These are not from our direct tax money. These are not from our direct tax money. These are projects many along. They are normally funded by World Bank, AFDB, IMF, and other international organizations. Will can project take fund. Baroma sakunda finti ayafu mole kabin 2017 anata na tax money ka dumi muntole. Wala tunala jibe baro masa kunda julomenta yaji me majulota jawra majulota ay julomenta yaji me majulota jawra majulota no ta ay julomenta yaji me majulota jawra majulota. That is what exactly Gambian Gambia doing. You rural electrification me along the rural. Hey, this rural electrification me along the rural content. Rural electrification is sponsored by World Bank, but supervised by African Union. It's a World Bank funding project, but African Union, they are the one million supervised. But it's just politicizing it. That is why they suppress African Union now press statement. You are suppressed. But we have this. I have it. Since when the statement was made, I have it. See that. Since when the statement was made, I get it. Why they were suppressing that neighbor data come, emotion way findi. That's the reason. Because Gambians are going to be informed, and Barrow want to use this electrification project as a propaganda. African Union last sponsor, World Bank last sponsor, but it's a project it's been managed, coordinated by African Union. Barrow the work our project so lela. Alafu Barrow ya famuli ko na Gambian tolka na moment directly. Atalama sakunda yo kolo ke muntole. That is what we are asking. Yenda kolo ke muntole. Ndolka na moment jo. Eka kolo men kanin tol bulu. Barrow masakunda ndola kolo ke muntole. $20-something billion. Barrow masakunda la mulu. Itaf ima femfonye julo na julo le jo. Na staff so le jo. Na dokula le jo. Na minister la renovate. Na motor le sang. Na state house le renovate. Na man kewti. Ntola kodo mandu. Fenta kodanke.